pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we will reconvene our meeting. We had a tour of the water treatment plant and then a nuisance tree. Please note everyone is in attendance. First item is the consent agenda, which is approval of minutes from the October 9th meeting, approval of bills and claims, and 5 renewal license permits for a new 5-day Class C liquor license for the Family Resource Center, 12th Annual Fall Affair, renewal of a Class E liquor license with carry-out beer and carry-out wine, including native wine for Fairway Stores, renewal of a Class C liquor license with outdoor service, Aussie Show Club, Piranha Club, renewal of a Class C liquor license with outdoor service and Sunday sales, Rancho Grande, and renewal of a Class C liquor license with Sunday sales, Hy-Vee Market Cafe. If there aren't any questions, I'll need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Base?
Yes.
Fleshner?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Katz?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Are there any oral requests or communications from the audience for items not on the agenda? Seeing none, we have no ordinances this evening. Our first resolution is the Corridor of Commerce Downtown Streetscape 9 Project Design Services Agreement. And Randy, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have prepared a design services agreement with Confluence for the Downtown Streetscape Phase 9 project. That proposed Phase 9 includes Clark Street from 4th to 7th, 4th Street from Adams to Clark, 5th Street from Court to Clark, and then pedestrian curb ramps in the entire Central Business District area. The earlier constructed ped ramps do not comply with the current ADA requirements, and so we thought placing them in one contract, because there are some unique construction requirements, would be the better of the alternatives. So we propose to include them in this contract. The scope of services is detailed in the agreement, but includes final design development, construction documents, and letting services. Construction review services are not included in this contract. We anticipate that city maintenance personnel, or city personnel, will perform most of the construction review. We will later recommend that Confluence do some drop-in review and attend some construction meetings, which is the same process we're using for Streetscape 8. The fees for the agreement, or within the agreement, are hourly with a not-to-exceed maximum of $85,500. That's based on a $900,000 project and does include most of the reimbursable expenses. The time frame for completion of the design work is to begin next month and proceed to bid letting in April of 2018. So unless we do have funding in the current budget to cover this design services agreement. Unless there are any questions, I'd recommend approval of the design services agreement with Confluence.
So Randy, you have that 900,000. How much that is for the curb ramp? Do you know about what the breakdown is, or?
I don't know that at this point.
Do you know how many curb ramps there are by chance?
We're inventorying those now. We haven't provided that to Confluence yet, but we're in the process of inventory.
Because I would think this would kind of jumpstart our plan a little bit, where that plan to get somebody down each year, or this would be a nice jump into it.
Yeah, actually, your transition plan, this is your transition plan. The first year of that was accessibility at the rec center. And actually, we just met on Thursday, I think, with the architect to begin that. And then the next priority was in the Central Business District. And that's the reason we put them in this contract. Then after that, it goes into all other areas of town on a sequencing basis, right?
Super.
Randy, how old are the current curb ramps that do not meet the ADA standards that we're going to update?
They vary from about 2000, when we started the streetscape
Okay,
project in 2007, I believe. So they're up to 10 years old, would be about the oldest. And they would proceed through to about within the last 3 years. The ADA was finally kind of settled on about 3 years ago on what the requirements would be, the detailed requirements. So we've been building ramps since then that comply, obviously. But
Okay.
prior to that time, the ramps did not comply.
Okay, thank you.
What's the biggest change, just out of curiosity?
The biggest change is the location of the detectable warnings.
The little raised dots?
Yep, there
Are
was
they-
Going from
initially,
inline to
Spacing.
staggered, is it?
well, there are two types. They changed to, I guess, parallel dots, for one thing. They used to be staggered, and that's one change. The other is the location in the ramp. The initial, for several years, the interpretation was 6 inches behind the curb, but then a decision was handed down that it was to be directly behind the curb. So if you walk, you can see the change between the more recent ones and the earlier. I mean, they were built to, the earlier ones were built to what we were given for requirements at the time, but those requirements were reinterpreted. So,
Any other questions for Randy? If not, I'll need a motion to approve the resolution accepting the design services agreement with Confluence for the downtown streetscape project number 9.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Fleshner.
Yes.
Haley.
Yes.
Cots.
Yes.
Seaman.
Yes.
Base. Yes. Dirks.
Yes.
Motion's approved.
Thank you. Our second item is the nuisance tree abatement. And Mike?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The city has received a call about a hazardous tree at 632 East 2nd Street from a neighboring property owner. This neighbor has experienced a few occasions where limbs have fallen from the tree onto their home that has resulted now in property damage. In one case, in fact, a tree limb broke off and broke through the roof into a living area. Related to trees, City Code Chapter 151 provides that the council is to inspect a tree that is suspected to be dead, diseased, damaged, or dying, and then determine if it's reasonably certain that that condition relies on private property, then to notify the property owner to have it removed or remedied within 14 days. And then if that property owner does not remedy the situation within 14 days, the city may correct the issue and then assess the cost to the property owner. The council did in fact tonight inspect the tree this evening, and then Parks Maintenance Superintendent Scott Parcher reviewed the tree on October 19th, and his report was distributed to council in your packet this evening. Staff's recommendation is that council and mayor consider declaring the tree on the property at 632 East 2nd Street a danger to the adjoining property and pedestrians, order the tree's immediate removal, and authorize staff to cause removal if the tree is not done so within 14 days after the property owner receives notice, and then to authorize assessing the cost to remove said tree to the owner at 632 East 2nd Street. And there is a resolution to that effect included in your packet for consideration this evening. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions the council would have.
You had any contact with the property owner?
I believe Chief Burke has been in contact, and he was made aware. We also mailed notice of this with the staff report to the property owner.
So the 14 days begins?
Once you guys take action
Oh, once we
tonight.
take action,
Yeah.
not that
Not
step?
just,
Okay,
yeah, not
thank you.
this. Yep.
So you've heard nothing from the property owner?
I have not talked to him.
The little bit that he told me was that he had someone come clean the tree up in the past, didn't say when, and his only appeal was that the tree is still green, so it must still be alive.
And he knows this is on the agenda for tonight?
Yes, I informed him that we'd be talking about it tonight, and I think Mike was going to follow up with a letter to him that went out Thursday, I believe, so he should have received it, if not Saturday today.
He's aware of the damage that it's caused to
Yes.
the neighbors.
And actually, the day that I went up, I think I tried to get with Carla, a tree branch had fallen down and hit the siding of their house. It was the second report. Excuse me, it was the third issue, but I told him that one also. And he must have removed his branch that I spoke with them on Thursday.
Did he receive a copy of Scott's letter?
We mailed him the entire staff report.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So if we start the process today, does he have 14 days to have the tree gone out of there, or does he have 14 days to contract to have it removed? I don't know how fast this all can happen.
He has 14 days from when he receives the notice. That's the way the city code reads, to remove the tree.
So on the 15th day, if it's still there, the city will go in and do it.
Okay.
We will take care of it then.
Yeah.
And then assess that back to the owner.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Yeah.
Makes sense. Just wanted to clarify.
Yep.
We will cut down the tree or hire somebody to cut it down.
We'd hire someone to remove it.
And we'd have no idea what that cost of that is.
At this point, we don't.
And that cost is then assessed back to the owner through their taxes?
Property taxes.
Yeah.
Now, Scott Parcher, I did ask him this evening, he estimated, his guess would be between $2,500 and $3,000. But until we actually go out and get bids, it's hard to say.
And you recoup that money how, if you do it?
We would assess it on the property taxes, and then they would have to pay.
That particular property tax?
Correct.
Not the owner, no matter how many pieces of property he has?
No, they'd be
That
the
particular
tax
property.
Six
Property.
32.
That specific piece of
Property.
property, right?
And then if it gets sold, if he sells that, we will get paid. The city will be reimbursed on after the sale of the house, if it's not completely recovered, correct?
Ultimately, yes.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
You would have to, couldn't get a clear title without that. Is that how what you mean?
Right, right. It would be essentially a lien on the property, like real estate taxes would be.
And if he doesn't sell it, with next year's property taxes, he would.
He'll
he would
slowly
due,
be
yeah.
repaying it back, or all at once.
I think Scott said it all very succinctly. Continue to die and become more dangerous.
Yeah, it's slowly occurring. It's
I
not-
mean, it is,
doesn't-
it's becoming more and more dangerous. We could
Mhm.
see that.
Any other questions for Mike? If not, I will need a motion to declare the tree on property at 632 East Second Street a danger to adjoining property and pedestrians, and order the tree's immediate removal, authorizing staff to cause the removal of the tree if the property owner fails to do so after 14 days of receipt of the notice, and authorize the assessment of the cost to remove the tree to the said owner of 632 East Second Street.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
There is a motion and a second. Base?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Fleshner?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Cobb?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Thank you. And our next item on the agenda is the reports, and it's a waive of purchasing policy number 501 for the starting blocks at Recreation Center for 2017. And Jack, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, before you, the purchasing policy is purchases over $10,000 require 3 quotes that we get for this. Kiefer, we can buy direct, or it can be bought directly from them. That's going to be your best price, is go directly from them for the purchase of these 6 starting blocks. These are, in my memo I laid out, swim club, dead deer, and Deb Danner with the high school, these are the ones that they really like. They've went out and fundraised basically the entire price of the starting blocks. And we can get an update here in a few minutes from a representative with the committee. They're still fundraising, or there's opportunities for other groups to participate in really getting that last amount of money for the installation. Why we're going to have new install. Of course, before we replaced them back in 2009, 2010, they sat on top of the ground with the 4 anchors that we had that. We decided that's not what we wanted. We took those out, tore out everything, repoured it, and these are sleeves that just slide right in, and you can tighten them up on the back side. Well, now we want to go back. So they would really like to go back with the 4 anchors again, and that just requires cutting out concrete, repouring concrete. So there's quite a bit of labor to that. And the amount that I put in there, $6,000 to $9,000, that was not a sealed quote or a definite quote. That was a ballpark from a company that does this type of work. They actually did the last set for us. And these are just more of a competitive starting block than what we had, than what we have now. And the ones that we have now, you do start to see a slight amount of rust. That's just a real corrosive environment that we have there at the rec center. So I guess I'd open up, or do you want to come up and just mention what kind of work you
I have
got
a
to
few
do?
things to,
Fundraise.
good evening, Mr. Mayor. And
Yes, come forward, Leanne, and tell us your name. And
I am Leanne Flood, and I'm the treasurer of the cast team for the swim team. And we have been able to raise the $23,000 for all 6 swim blocks. This has come from donations from the Carroll High Kemper Booster Clubs, Glidden, Sac City, and a memorial donation, as well as some grants that we've received. We also are willing to do half of the installation if we can. We have some other fundraising that we have out that we are working on, and to date we have $1,100 raised. So if we are between $8,000 and $9,000, you know, we feel that we could definitely raise half of that, and so we are hoping that we can go ahead and get these because it would be a real benefit for our team. The blocks are not stable that we currently have, and it's a safety issue, so we would like to see that replacement.
Have there been any accidents yet with these
No, not yet.
blocks?
We're pretty careful. If any of the kids are not experienced or anything, or if it's a little shaky, we don't let them on the blocks at all. And having the double grip bars on the sides and the back, it's the foot wedge, will help with the stability of the swimmers also on the blocks.
Any resale value in the ones we have?
That I don't know. Jack, do you have any idea?
Probably not.
You could buy them, Vern.
You know, we put
Found
maybe
this one.
something on Amazon or
Yeah.
as is, or take them off once.
I'm sure there's someone that can use them somewhere if we put them out for sale, I would think.
so they're anchored to the deck. Nobody,
These will be anchored 4
To the
holes.
deck.
To the deck, yeah.
so they don't have to go into the pool and drain water or anything?
No.
It's all
No.
on deck. Thank you, Leanne.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There probably will be some time of closure when they're cutting and
Yeah.
a lot of loud noise, and just be a better environment if there's no one in the pool when we do that.
Jack, do you know about what the lifespan of these types of blocks are?
I don't know, I'm guessing at least 10 years. Our original ones we had before, when we replaced these, I think it was 2010, 2011, so they're 6, 7 years old. If you ask me, are they shot? No. But you're starting to see some deterioration, the rust. In 4 or 5 years, they're shot. So probably 10 years. I'm guessing these might last a little bit longer because they're not into the ground. That's where it's put in the ground, and there's a screw that comes in, so it comes down, the screw comes in and tries to tighten it that way, and there's water constantly. So I'm guessing the screw that you try to tighten is probably the culprit of why they're a little bit loose. Mike and I went down last week, 3 of them, you know, there's a little bit of shake. I tried tightening it, did a little bit. The other 3 were pretty solid, but yeah.
Well, I don't know anything about swimming. I should probably know more, but from what I understand, this is a better competition level starting block, and if we have a 10-year life out of it, we can probably look forward to gaining off from having these blocks in the future too. Leanne, do you know, does that give the kids a better feel for what they'll be using later on in life?
Yes, absolutely. I think that we recently this year incorporated as a U.S. swim team, so that what that means is that we're traveling around competing, and this will give the kids a lot of opportunities to go to college as swimmers. From our Carroll area, we have a lot of really excellent swimmers that have the possibility to do that, and so it just enhances the program overall.
Well,
for the improvement.
it's really nice to see the group working together to raise the money and for this cause, and if we have to help with some installation and work that way, I think it's a really great marriage between both the private group and the city.
And in this part of the 6,000 to 9,000, I did reach out to John Steffes at Kemper today, and he said he would talk to his booster club.
Wonderful.
Do that.
Jack, what's the time frame on putting these in?
I would assume if we ordered these this week, it's probably 2 or 3 weeks just to get them here, and then we'll need to go, once we know, we'll seek out probably 3 quotes for installation, and we'll kind of be under time frame.
I'm sorry, so you'll bring back quotes for us for the install?
I hope not. I hope we can just get that approved, to be a little bit of leeway between 6,000 and 9,000.
So you'll need money up,
already.
you need money up front to get the install done now,
Yeah.
right?
If I make a suggestion, maybe we look at paying for half of the cost up to $4,500.
How soon will they get their money though?
We can have it immediately, our half.
Oh, okay.
And
All
then
right.
we will just fundraise to replenish our account.
Gotcha,
So
okay,
that'll work.
gotcha, okay.
And we'll receive a check from the swim club, and we'll purchase the blocks. And then as they know, as soon as they become a city property, they become the ownership of the city.
Of the city.
We'll insure them, and they'll be ours.
Okay.
Just like similar projects we've done.
Any other questions for Jack?
So basically, we're not spending any more than $4,500,
Right.
up to $4,500 at this point?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
You want it in one motion or two? It's one motion. Is there any other questions? If not, I'll need a motion for approval of the purchase of the 6 Kiefer Evolution blocks, waiving policy 501 for the purchase price of $23,656.30, and then $4,500 for the installation.
Up to
Up to.
4,000.
Up to $4,500 for installation.
But now, do you need to say that that money, that $23,000 is donated? You made it sound like we're paying for it.
We're paying for it, and they're paying us back.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason being is because if we can purchase them under the rec center's
Yeah.
501c, we don't have to pay
Then they
taxes.
don't have to pay
Okay,
taxes.
all right.
And so it works out better
Right.
for us.
Okay.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Dirk?
Yes.
Fleischner?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Space? Yes. Haley?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Thank you. I trust everyone has read the committee reports and the activity reports. And Brad, could you update us for Halloween for the 31st hours?
31st,
Yes,
5 to
please.
7 p.m.
5 to 7 p.m. Okay. I have no other comments. Any comments from the council? Not, I'll need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Fleischner?
Yes.
Dirk?
Yes.
Space? Yes. Seaman?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.